Cooking. Another episode. I think this is the season finale. Yeah, let's go with that one. It's the season finale. We are actually going to be doing a really good pasta or a scampi per se. But I'm the host slash cook. At this point, I might have to stop saying the last part. Shamir slash Shim. On this episode, I really want to introduce one of my great friends I've known for almost, let's do like 15, carry the 7. Yeah, about 15 years, 16 years. An amazing person, wears many hats, a true hustler since the very day I've known her. Cybersecurity, AKA author, AKA mom, AKA the greatest person I could possibly think of that could possibly be on this show, Jeree Spicer.
Woo! That's not how it's supposed to come out.
No, that's what it is. Yo, it's authentic, and this is what we want, genuine things. So, all right, we know what I feel like you already put it on there. When you say leafy greens, I'm like, all right, I'm hoping that basil and cilantro are like.
That's fine. Okay. Yes.
So, what we're going to do is do a shrimp scampi, but I realize that you probably wanted pasta, so you coming from food, but I don't know.
That's okay. Hey.
We're gonna do a shrimp scampi with pasta, and that's just it. No, keep it simple, clean, ain't no gimmicks. So
cool.
we good. So the first thing we're gonna do is try to make the sauce or the shrimp. So first, I'm gonna let you go off with the ingredients: wine, cilantro, Old Bay, black pepper, garlic, butter, salt, olive oil, lemon, and basil. Shrimp and linguine noodles.
All right.
All right.
Stepping into a different, all right.
Oh, you good. So what we gonna do first, all right, on the show, if you wanna cook, I can cook. If you wanna guide me and I can do it, that's fine. But this is genuinely for you. So just making sure, whatever you want on this joint, I got you.
Okay.
All right. So first we're gonna do the scampi. We're gonna do butter, oil, and then, oh, this is soft. I'm trying to grip it with tongs, but that was not gonna happen. All right, that's cool.
I'm learning.
Have you ever done scampi before?
Nope.
So this is the first time?
First time I'm doing scampi, but I'm looking at the ingredients so I can make it at home.
Oh, we're gonna see the recipe, so it's all good. It's gonna work out.
Oh, bet. Even better.
So usually when it comes to scampi, we wanna do half and half butter and oil, just so you can get everything coated. Another thing is that it's gonna always start off with a garlic base, which is what we're about to do right now. Once you have the garlic, everything else is in there.
Okay.
The biggest thing is just making sure you don't burn the garlic. That's the biggest piece to the whole thing.
Now, is that fresh chopped garlic?
100%.
Okay.
I got you. I will never steer you wrong. We don't do the jar stuff over here. So once we're gonna do this, we're gonna turn this down because I don't want this to burn. Then I'm gonna go in, once this cooks off, we get the aromatics going, I'm gonna then add some of the leaves, so maybe cilantro or basil. If you wanna do both or one or the other, that's fine.
Okay.
Which one to do?
Let's do the basil.
The basil?
Yep.
You want like the whole thing or like half?
Just half.
All right.
Look at this. I can't believe like he cooking, y'all.
Oh my God, yo. People think that, well, first off, I don't believe I know how to cook my damn self. So that's the difference. But also, people always ask me, like, when you gonna cook for me and everything else? It's like, look, it's not that simple. If only it was.
It's really not. But this is crazy. Like you know.
The whole thing. Did you ever think I would be something like this? Or do something like
I knew you were gonna be successful. I just didn't know you were gonna be a chef.
Like, no, I didn't think I was gonna be a chef either.
No, this was like
out of left field?
Yeah, it was like different. I'm like, okay.
Let me see. Do you want lemon juice in here?
Yep.
All right. We're gonna do lemon juice just so we don't taint it. We're gonna also do a little bit more after we put the shrimp in here.
Okay.
So while this is cooking, we're gonna add the shrimp. Now, what I did was I always pat down any type of meat just to make sure I don't have like any residual water or whatever liquid it is, just so it can cook down evenly and it's more neat. So we're gonna add the shrimp, all of it. If this last one drop, cool. At this point, I'm gonna turn this up. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more oil because
yes, it looked like you should. I know that much.
But the thing is, I don't want it to be too much because then it's gonna get that taste in there. It's gonna be enough. So at this point, I'm gonna add a little bit more butter. Now that this is about to cook a little bit more, I think we have a tail in there. I'm gonna take this out because I don't. Side note, one of my episodes I said don't do tails. Yeah, if you doing pasta, please don't put tails in y'all. Like, please don't, bro. Like, y'all shouldn't be putting whole tails, whatever. Like, please don't. So
Please don't.
yo, please. Like, I beg y'all. So with the shrimp, how you want to season this? You want to go salt, pepper? You want to do everything or?
Everything.
All right, everything. All right, we're going to do Old Bay.
Yep.
Making sure this ain't going to be as salty. Then we're going to do black pepper first. I'm going to do salt as a finisher just because I know how salty it can possibly get. And we're going to add noodles, which I cooked in salt water. Always remember when you boil the noodles, it's got to taste like the sea as far as the water. But don't be too salty on the noodles because then it's going to mess up the whole dish. So
I didn't know that.
yeah. So we're gonna let these just cook off. I don't know why. We're gonna turn this up a little bit. So scampi's are very simple traditional dishes. It takes no more than like maybe 5 minutes. It shouldn't take that long. I have the wine as well. So once this gets cooked off, I'm about to add the wine, like a splash of it. Then we're gonna add a little bit more lemon juice because I believe, and my former chef told me that whenever you're doing a seafood dish, just a few splashes of lemon juice, it's gonna always set it off.
Go a long way.
Go a long way. Then once we have all of this cooked off, we're gonna make sure we add the noodles in there, and then I think we're gonna probably garnish it with like a little bit of salt, basil, maybe cilantro. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Depends on what you want to go with it.
Okay.
We're gonna make sure. I'm just praying to God, it's just not gonna be bad. That's all. Look, that's all I ask. Look, the only thing I ask for
I'll
when I'm
tell you
cooking,
the truth.
that's all I want.
Yeah, I'll tell you the truth. Like,
This trash. You gotta let me know because if it's gonna be terrible, we want authenticity. And I ain't gonna knock. Where the wood at? We've had a lot of decent dishes on here. I don't think we've had terrible ones.
Okay, I've seen it. It's been.
So
I get it. I get it. Okay, like. You know me. You know I'll tell
Oh, I
the
know.
truth.
Oh, hey, trust me. We go back. Enough to know
Way
that I know.
back.
I know who you are and what you gonna say, and if I know, then I can't fuck up. So we got half of these getting ready to get cooked off. I'm a believer that everything has to be cooked properly, the right way.
Yeah, I don't like raw. I don't like raw anything. I don't like raw shrimp, raw anything. That's why I don't eat sushi.
You don't eat sushi?
No.
What about oysters?
I've never had oysters, but I don't even think I'm interested. When I just went to work for Charlotte, when I went to work in Charlotte, they was talking about that, like, go to the oyster bar. I'm like,
You wasn't fucking with it?
No.
Was not messing with it?
No, not at all, because that just, is it oysters and meat? I don't know if that just don't sound right.
Have you ever had a scallop?
I've had scallops before. I'm not a fan.
Is it like a texture or?
I don't know.
How you feel about? Tell us how you really feel about seafood. Seafood.
I don't have no issues with seafood. I think it's just I'm trying to expand my
Palate.
Yes, I'm trying to expand my palate because I'm with somebody who likes to try everything. With food.
That's a good thing.
And he always talk about me like every time we go somewhere. He like, you can't always get chicken.
You can't, you can't. Why?
Hey, listen, I don't always get chicken, but I don't eat beef. I don't eat pork anymore. It's been about 4 years. So like,
congrats.
You know, if I go to like a steakhouse or something, I anticipate I'm gonna get something chicken or seafood related because I don't eat, beef or pork. Yeah. But I'm not saying that I'm not willing to try stuff. But like when I draw the line with raw food.
Yeah, no. Depends on what we're talking about. See, I like sushi. I love sushi. But the thing is, sushi don't fill you. So like, when I'm eating sushi, you be needing like 3 or 4 rolls, and then you look at the roll, and it's like maybe it can go from like this small, or it can go this big, or you might have like the whole sashimi platter, or whatever the case may be. But I don't know, man.
Thumbs down, y'all.
Shrimp to me is okay.
Thumbs down on sushi.
I love crab. What about crab? Lobster.
I'm not against crab or lobster. I just don't eat it often.
Okay.
But I'm not against those. It's just the raw food.
All right, so now we really cooking right now. We really cooking right now. We getting it. I got a few more pieces that's like a little bit like iffy, but they gonna get there. So, do me the honors, and can you please put in the wine for me?
Nah, don't be, look, I'm not no chef.
No, you good. So
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna tell you when.
Because I know how chefs are. Like, I'm not no chef.
I'm not a chef no more.
You were still a chef to me, okay? What, you gonna take one of your talents away? Like, you're cooking right now.
No. I just don't do it. No
that's fine, but I'm not listen. I'm not a fancy cook, y'all. I can cook, but I'm not fancy. Like, this one is.
Oh my goodness. All right, go ahead, hit me with some wine.
No, just tell me when to stop.
Cool.
See? I just put it in, just, you know.
Yeah, you good. See, hey, look.
Yeah, but you know how y'all gotta, like, do all, I can't do all of that.
You ain't gotta do all of that.
Okay, good.
we ain't Salt Bae.
Hey, I'm just saying.
We getting it together.
I have to be real about that.
So now we getting the color that we want to see. It's like looking like a little bit of like a golden brown. You getting the aroma. You seeing all of it coming in. You smelling the wine.
This is just interesting because I've never cooked shrimp like this.
Really?
Yeah, my shrimp be like, it's different. Like I cook it all the way.
All the way?
Yeah, but I guess if you're doing a pasta, it should be cooked like this.
Mm-hmm. See, well, this is just a scampi.
I'm learning.
Yeah, you can cook many ways. The thing I like about cooking is that everybody has different ways. I just can't tell you what to do because if you know what you're doing, everybody know how to make. Well, not everybody know how to make macaroni and cheese, but everybody got different ways to make macaroni and cheese.
There are different ways.
So now I'm about to come over here. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit before these shrimps get overcooked. Add the noodles.
If only like it always looked that simple when you're doing that.
It do.
I been there struggling like, gotta strain the noodles like this ain't coming out right. Like,
it works, yo. I think
maybe because I need a big pan like this.
See?
That's what it is. I need proper dishware. Proper cookware. That's the right word. Cookware.
I think you can.
Cookware, y'all, not dishware. Cookware. Where did I get that word from? Cookware.
Maybe that's your next venture.
No.
No? It can't be that?
You know, I'll wait to be prompted for that.
All right, so now we got this. I'm going to go ahead and lead it off with a little bit of cilantro. Just any and everywhere. I'm going to end it off a little bit more basil. I want just a little bit more color, and it needs a little more aromatics. I'm going to throw some lemon in there because I think that's what it needs.
What did you cook earlier? I'm just curious.
A crab po' boy.
Okay.
So we was going seafood the whole day.
Wow.
We was in here. We was waiting on you. You was like, look, we need the shrimp, we need the scampi. We was like, we need
I didn't know what else to say because I'm like, you know, you could have made me a sandwich and I would have been good.
See, I thought about that, but then I was like, we ain't gonna do that, yo. We made 2 already. I was like, we need more.
Oh man.
All right.
The presentation is great. I'm really learning because I'm gonna try to recreate this at home.
Look,
and then I'm gonna send you a picture to see, like, you see, it don't look like yours, but
it's gonna be good regardless. Cause look, you gonna get the recipe and then you gonna cook it. You gonna be like, it's either gonna be just like this, or you gonna do a little bit more to make it better because you're gonna be at the crib.
We'll see. Let me see. I need to get this pan first.
You're good. All right, so I'm gonna get some spoons or a fork for you. So what I'm gonna do is have you taste it right now, and you can tell me what we need to add to it. You can taste the shrimp or the noodles. You can do both. Let me know.
Let me taste the shrimp first.
All right. We need more?
I'm still chewing. Okay, let me taste the noodles.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me see. The shrimp was cool. Okay. Okay. I thought I was going to have to tell you to add something, but I think it's just right.
You think it's just right?
I do.
So what we gonna do now?
It's not too salty.
It's just enough salt.
Just enough.
Just enough.
I don't even like salt, but I can't taste it. So
that's good. That's the key part because I added some salt to this. I was like, I don't know how it's gonna look.
Yeah, my household we don't have no salt.
No salt?
I stay with a vegan, so no.
Oh. Wait, he still can't have salt?
It's just bad for you. It's bad for you. We try to limit the salt and the sodium, okay?
Okay.
We still have salt in the house just in case, I don't know, for whatever, you may have it or whatever. But we try to limit that in our food, you know?
I feel that.
See, look at you. You all like presenting.
We got to. This is for you.
This
is for you.
I ain't got to eat all of that, but
all right, look, we're going to do a little bit. All right.
Talk about a little bit.
We're going to do half. That's too many noodles. I was trying to grab the shrimp. It did that. I don't know why I did that. So, it's
this is why y'all don't date no chef or somebody who used to be a chef. They fan you up.
No, that's not true. Because if you date me, I'll tell you this right now. We're going to be at the restaurant. We're not going to be cooking.
See, y'all, don't. Ladies, listen to me. Okay? Past chef, current chef.
Future chef.
They're going to try to fatten you up.
We're going to fatten you up by going to restaurants. And look, we can witness this right now. Everything else is just going to be a little bit of cooking, but most of the time it's just, look, you want to go grab some food real quick? And that's how it's going to end. That's how it's going to start.
No. That's not how it starts. That's not how it always starts.
No?
I wouldn't know, though, because my man don't do me like that. He'd be like, go get in the gym. No, I could. Okay. And he'd be like, go get in the gym.
Okay. Makes sense.
I live with a vegan and a health nut.
You a health nut?
Am I a health nut?
I mean, we can get into that in a little
Y'all heard it here.
All right, so it's a tradition on the show that the guest has to name the dish. So, in honor of you and this episode, what are we gonna name it?
I was not prepared for that.
That's
What?
It can be whatever you want it to be.
They set me up, okay? You can name a dish?
Yeah. This is for you, by you. Is it Bufu? No, Fubu.
By us, for us.
By you, for you. Bufu. There it is.
What?
We there.
Let me see. I don't know. This is shrimp scampi. What else can you name shrimp scampi? Give me some examples of what people have named.
You can say.
No, give me examples.
Well, the last one that we had, she named it the Rich Girl, and then the one before that we called it the Chop Champion, and then the one before that we named it. I forgot what we named the short rib, but I think we had a shorty little pasta at one point too. I don't know where that even came from, but that's just what we do.
Man,
you can name it whatever you want. It could just be your name.
Nah, can't be my name. Wow.
What about Huggie?
Not Huggie either. Not that either.
Cyber Scampi.
I was thinking about that. No, let's call it oh, I had a name in my head. Oh.
Cyber Spicy. You could work with. I don't know.
What? This is insane.
We are drawing blanks, ladies and gentlemen.
No. Okay. Let's call it. Can we just call it The Spice Is Right?
There it is. Yo, that's it. The Spice Is Right. Hey, look, knock it down. We out there. This has been The Spice Is Right Shrimp Scampi with Jaree. I mean, I can't believe we really did a scampi on here. I'm gonna lie to you, and it was actually pretty good. I have notoriously been kind of iffy on scampis, but this one was decent. So
why?
This is being transparent, with the viewers. I still don't know what I'm gonna call y'all, but
viewers,
supporters, fans, abbreviation game. I'm working on that one. We gotta figure something out. I don't know. But this has been the episode with the Shrimp Scampi and Jaree. CyberBoss.
She gotta try it.
Oh, I did try it. Okay, I did, but let me try it together, and this will be the truth.
can say whatever you want to say.
That's so good.
All right. I've been blessed by ReeTHeCyberBoss.
Ha!
That's just about as good as it's gonna get. YouTube, TikTok, IG. We'll be back. You did great. Amazing.
I did.
That was a good thing.
Jaree, aka ReeTHeCyberBoss, aka author, aka mom, aka Spice by Jaree.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Mm-mm.
Oh man. But yeah, quite the introduction. Cybersecurity. Let's just start from there. I mean, we got the book, but we're gonna get there. Let's talk about the journey from you, I guess, graduating and then finding out that you want to go to cybersecurity.
What an interesting journey. When I graduated, I actually went to Wayne State immediately after for social work. Cause I thought, like I had a teacher who she was just like one of the best professors I had when I was at Central. And I remember her name, Tierney Pop. Tierney Pop.
That's her name.
And she was an infant mental health therapist, but she also was a professor. And I was just, always interested in like, what she did. And I'm just like, okay, I think I could do that. Like I have family who have like, went through abuse and, been taken away from their family and things like that. So I was into it. Ended up applying for Wayne State, got in, graduated in December 2016, started August 2017. The program was great, don't get me wrong. Like my best friend is a social worker. Shout out to Erica. And my other best friend, Charnel, she's also getting her master's in social work.
Shout out to both.
Shout out to both of them. So I have a respect for that industry because it's needed, but I just didn't think I was the right fit. Like, you know how you sit somewhere and you feel like out of place?
Yep.
That was me. I just felt like it was only me and one other person that came from criminal justice. Everybody else came from social work, but they didn't want to do the bridge program because Wayne State had a bridge program where if you had a bachelor's in social work, you can, start the master's in social work program, right after. But yeah, no, it just didn't work for me. So I remember I was interning and I was like a research assistant, and I'm like, I should like get back into like technology. And then I told my like intern supervisors, like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Straight up.
Like straight up. I said, I don't want to do this anymore. I can't. Like, I just feel out of place. And I really was going through post-grad depression, which a lot of people don't think it exists.
That's a real
it does.
Thing. Yeah.
It's when we done spent all this money, whether you went had a scholarship or whatever. Spend 4 years thinking that you was going to do something. Come out of college, not really knowing what you want to do. And then, like, companies are like, you need to have 5 years experience. Well, where am I going to get that from if I've been in school the whole time?
And y'all still doing it. Shame on y'all.
Shame on y'all. So I'm like, okay. So, like, I started figuring out what I want to do. And I'm like, well, how can I combine, like, law and technology? Now, if I was smart, I would have still, like, stuck with law, but added the technology because now cybersecurity law is a thing. But at the time, I'm just like, no, let me just figure out what I want to do. So I was talking to my aunt about it. And she was like, maybe you should look up cybersecurity. And I'm like, well, what the fuck is that? Yeah. What is that? I'm like, and she was like, well, like, just look it up. It's like new up and coming. And I'm like, okay. So I looked it up and then I found that they had a program at University of Detroit Mercy. Reached out to somebody's name that I saw on there. You know how like when you're on a website and they say, reach out to so-and-so, email that professor. She was an undergraduate professor and she's like, oh, like we allow like all backgrounds, to come and like enroll in our master's program. So I applied, got in, finished my semester at Wayne State, August to December. And then January 2018, I started my cybersecurity program. Worst thing ever.
What? I feel like I want to ask why, but at the same time, you're doing well for yourself since the fact that you've been in cybersecurity for 6 years now. You're going to get your doctorate.
Yes.
You've been in cybersecurity and you're doing well for yourself.
You could ask why though.
I mean, why?
So every time I talk about this, I like to compare cybersecurity to a relationship, really to a marriage. Now, I've never been married yet.
Long-term relationships?
No, I like to compare it to a marriage. I'm gonna explain why.
Okay.
When you first, from relationship to marriage, when you first start dating somebody, you have to get to know them.
I know where this is going.
And with cyber, the first 3 months was terrible. I'm like, it's like getting to know somebody, and I'm like, okay, we not really clicking.
Did you feel like you were out of place then for those first 3 months?
I didn't even feel like I was out of place. I just felt like I was so behind because like so many of my classmates like came from this background or like was already in the program because we had a rolling admissions program, so anybody could start at any time. And I'm just like, like I can't, like, what am I doing? So it's like you getting to know somebody, but then it's like, okay, it's that one quality that attracts you to a person. Like, hold on, let me get to know this part of you.
Yeah.
And that's how it was like something like I just stopped second guessing myself. And I had a classmate that was just telling me like, look, don't think about it too much. You know, we got notes. My professor was available. So after 3 months, like the first 3 months, I hated it. I said, this was like the worst mistake ever. Then I got into the honeymoon phase. Like, oh my gosh, like I love cybersecurity. Like, what am I doing? Like, I should have been doing this. And I was like so committed to it, and I never wanted to do anything else. I just only like wanted to study cybersecurity. So the thing about a relationship, like, so when you fall in love with a person, like, oh my gosh, like I can't live without you. Then it got to a point where I felt like, okay, I'm married to cybersecurity now. Like, I love it. I'm not turning back. I'm in this. So that's why I like to bring up the analogy, because it's true. Like, anybody that like want to transition, you have to truly have a passion for it, because it's not for everybody.
No, and I agree. I think that like, but that's the thing when we think about careers, is that post grad depression is a real thing, where a lot of people, it's not just some, I think a lot of people actually get out of school and they're just like out of place, feeling how you felt like, what am I doing with my life? Does this even feel right? This is where I'm supposed to go? And some people get to that point where they're like, I give up, fuck it. Or some people find ways to get into something that they really do enjoy. And that is cybersecurity or tech for you, which goes to what I wanted to talk about, was the fact that you've been an advocate for cybersecurity for some time now. You obviously ReeTHeCyberBoss. You advocate for cybersecurity very, very well. You're invited, or you invited and do go to a lot of tech conventions, such as Baddies in Tech, DiversiTech. So my question to you is, what does it feel like when somebody comes to you and they want to get into cybersecurity, and what are some highlights that you preach about that makes you want to stay in tech or cybersecurity more?
I don't know. I really get overwhelmed sometimes with joy when a lot of people like, I want to get into cyber, or they already in their journey. One, I'm honored that they come to me because I haven't been in the industry that long. And I'm realistic and I'm transparent. And I'm like, look, the number one thing is to research. It's so many different areas of cybersecurity, both non-technical and technical. But like, I hate to say this, but I'm going to say it. Social media has ruined just like careers in general.
Now we're getting there. We're getting to where we
I'm
want to
not
go.
afraid to say that though, because I feel like when I came into cybersecurity, like we didn't have TikTok. TikTok wasn't out yet. It was just Instagram and Facebook, LinkedIn, but like in Twitter, what used to be Twitter, now X, but like that's all we had.
We don't care about the X.
So I just feel like when I came in, nobody was saying like, oh, you could get into tech and make 6 figures immediately, but like, y'all,
it's not like that.
Like, no, that's not true, because like during the pandemic, maybe, because it was a time where the country was in need, so companies needed to pay people immediately, right? And they trained you. So during the pandemic, maybe. But like in general, no.
And that's the thing that, so I had one of my coworkers, I'm not gonna say his name, but he told me like the golden years of tech was between 2010 to 2019. That was when like nobody really knew about it, but it was still like a great time to be in it, and that was when you can make the most money. Now, when you switch over from 2020 to now, we get into that part where about social media. This is what I'm talking. This is what we talked about off camera. Was that the social media aspect of tech? It has kind of like changed and consumed, and it's just like it's people act as if like you get into this space, you're immediately going to make the six figures,
and you're not,
and you're not, and they're not transparent about that, and not real about that, and it feels almost, I'm not gonna say elitist, but it gets to a point where like it's a little bit fraudulent when people talk about like, oh, if you get into this one thing, it's I'm not gonna sit there and say it's almost like the pyramid scheme. What was that joint? When people like if not what is it, yo? It was when everybody in 2020 was trying to do it.
For it?
Yeah, yo, it's not, I'm not gonna say it's like that, but it gets fraudulent to a point like that where it's like, oh yeah, man, like I'm a project manager and I do this, I do that. I'm a cybersecurity engineer, I do this and I do that, and it's like, yo, like in order to do these things, you still have to take the steps to get to where you gotta get.
I agree. Now, will I say, is there some self-made people out there? Absolutely. However, those self-made people studied, took advantage of free resources, built themselves, and was able to get into the industry. But those type of people actually have resources. Like they're showing you what they did. They have repositories. Like, those people, absolutely. But like, I don't think you could just get into the field and just start making a bunch of money, because it just depends on what company you work for. Like if you work for like, I don't know, like let's just say if you work for a tech startup or a tech company, those are typically the companies that will pay you a lot. You know what I'm saying? But my main thing when someone wants to get in cybersecurity is, did you do your research first? Think about some of the things that you like and that you're passionate about, and see how you can mold that into cybersecurity. It's going to be 9 times out of 10, it's an area that you're interested in cybersecurity that you're passionate about already. Then it's like, decide what kind of learner you are. I'm not going to tell you like go to school or do a boot camp. Everybody's journey is, different. Like me, I am a lifelong student. I like being in school. But somebody may say, you know what? I don't have time to go to school. I got time to do a boot camp. They're both expensive. Boot camps typically will be less expensive than a whole degree, or like even free resources. But again, it just depends on what kind of learner you are. And that's what I tell people, like, really make sure you want to be in this industry.
Mm-hmm. And that's my thing I want to get into next. We don't got to spend too much time on it, but like, do you think that some people take advantage of the people who want to get into cybersecurity or in tech?
Yes.
And they put on these like, oh, like we could go ahead and put you in this boot camp or do these type of courses that you want to do. And then they're like, oh, I paid all this money to this person, whatever. And then they fall short because they haven't done the research, or they haven't actually, they thought that they would finish this and this is going to be all sunshines and rainbows, and it's just...
Well, I think it's both.
Okay.
I think if you're getting involved in a boot camp, you need to interview them and say, what happens after I'm done with this boot camp?
Mm-hmm. That's the biggest question.
What happens after I'm done with this boot camp? Do you offer career services? What are some of the jobs or companies that the previous graduates of the boot camp have, worked at? I think it's a bit of both, but also people got to realize you still got to do the work. So now the boot camp, their job is to simply provide you with the resources of, they're still providing you with different resources and a portfolio and building a portfolio. So you can still say, hey, I got some type of hands-on experience, but it has to be up to the person who is getting into the industry, who wants to get into the industry. Like, you have to put the work in.
Yeah, I 100% agree. So that goes to the next one. We talked about conventions in tech. So a person who's starting out who wants to get into tech without any boot camp or knowledge, what type of conventions, if they can go, would you recommend for them to go to get into tech, whatever field it may be? Cybersecurity, it might be coding, it might be, I don't think you can probably get into sales. I feel like sales is just your personality to me when it comes to tech sales. But what is it as far as a convention that you think is best when it comes to actually getting some type of connections or somewhere you can probably get to?
Oh my god.
This ain't look. It can be simple. It can be loaded. Whichever one you want to go with. You can put out baddies in tech out there. I ain't gonna lie.
Of course, I would put baddies in tech out there. I mean, they're dedicated. Their mission is dedicated to women, but I'm always gonna root for them because there's not a lot of women in the industry.
100%. I agree.
So I always, and BaddieCon is coming up August 15th through the 18th. If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, like get them because this year gonna be better. This is their second year doing it. But what I like about Baddies in Tech, it's called BaddieCon. What I like about it is that it really sets you up. Like it's all type of different women there from everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like different people who are, in different industries like different fields within cybersecurity. There's panels, there's workshops, there's like things that you can really thrive off of. Meaningful networking relationships. Because you never know. You might need a job and you're like, hey, I met this person at a conference and they may know somebody or they may work at the company. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always gonna say Baddies in Tech because like they've supported me since day one. Right? But there's other things. There's Black Girls Hack. They have SquadCon typically in Vegas. That's coming up also. Blacks in Cybersecurity Conference. They're based out of DC. They have a multitude of resources that they do. I just really got kind of introduced to like Black men in technology. Like that's really powerful because it's not a lot of men, or let me say, it's Black men are still underrepresented in the industry. It's a lot of men in the industry, but Black men and Black women are underrepresented. So they're another organization that has their own conference, and Blacks in Technology, they have their own conferences as well, and they travel. And if you're local, Black Tech Saturdays.
In Michigan, by the way, Detroit to be specific.
Yeah, Black Tech Saturdays. So like I would say those are some things, but I wouldn't get too hung up on conferences because not everybody can budget or afford that.
Yeah.
Because you gotta think, it's not that people who throw conferences are trying to get over. It's a lot that goes into it, a lot of planning. But if you can go to one, go to one.
I think when I was told how much it takes to just have a booth at Afrotech, it was something crazy, like thousands, and not just like low thousands, but like high thousands that you gotta just to be in there.
You gotta think about how many people gonna be bypassing your booth.
Exactly, and then the ticket alone by itself, like anywhere between 7,000 to 1,000, and that's.
See, when I went, it was $650 flat.
Yeah, and now it's
2022.
They talking about, hey, look, you want to come in, you want to see Rick Ross and whoever coming in, that's gonna be another 500. That's 1,100 right there off the bat. It's like,
I got my ticket for Afrotech this year. It was still like, I think it was like $650 or $700, like plus tax. It was like 7 something.
Yeah.
But I want to go, so I'm gonna invest in myself in Houston.
I feel like it's Houston, man, and I like Houston, but like. Y'all be tripping, bro. Like nobody want to pay 3 bottles to get into y'all places, bro. Like, just put it out there right now. Just stop right there. Which goes. It doesn't matter, but goes into the next part of you being in cybersecurity. I want to talk about this book because I feel like that's like many has to balance, and you're now an author. Well, you were an author. You still are an author, but like this is a book about cybersecurity and kids and Huggie Hugglesworth. So let's talk about it. ReeTHeCyberBoss. So how did it become a book for you in terms of the inspiration and where you at now with it?
Okay, so I'll start with the name. I don't know if y'all remember Junie B. Jones.
I do. Junie B. Jones and the B stand for
exactly. Junie B. Jones was like a kid series where we learned about everything. And I'm like, okay, like, I think I wanted something similar to that. And I'm like, okay, the adventures in cybersecurity. It was either going to be the adventures in cybersecurity or the adventures of cybersecurity. But I'm like, I need to be the adventures in cybersecurity. But I'm like, okay, but with what? With who? So my dad came up, like, he infamous for coming up with crazy nicknames. Like, it's his thing. And he was like, yeah, my son's nickname is Huggie Hugglesworth. And I'm like,
crazy man.
You're not calling him that. Like, that sounds crazy. But then I'm like, I kept it in the back of my mind. So then when we were making our registry, when we found out we was pregnant in 2022, I'm looking for books, of course, on STEM, on technology, on cybersecurity. I didn't find a lot dedicated to like birth to 5, that age range. And I'm like, I should write a children's book. So I be wanting to do everything right. I was looking at children's writing classes, like for me to like write a children's book. I thought I was gonna get another master's in English so I can like specialize in like children's like fiction or whatever. I'm like, let me just take a step back because I'm not going to school. Like I already have a bachelor's and a master's. So I like one day I just came up with it on PowerPoint how I wanted it to look. I wanted it to be an adventure. I wanted it to be like he's in his room, he's going on an adventure. It's like make believe because like as a kid, you have a large imagination. And then like I was talking to my friend Zaria, who I worked with. She's in UX, and I'm like, do you know an illustrator? Like, I'm not trying to be like stereotypical, but I'm like, your visual, like, do you have to know an illustrator? Because she was in UX. I was right. UXers have a great eye. So I'm like, do you know somebody? And I said, well, if you know somebody. And she's like, you know what? Like, I have a friend that I went to school with. They went to NCAT, A&T. And I'm like, well, can you introduce me to her? So when I found out where her friend, Sierra, that's her name, where she worked at, I'm like, she worked at Disney. I'm like, she is not gonna like agree to like do this book with me. But when I say I am so grateful for meeting her because like I gave her full creative control. I said, here's what it looked like in PowerPoint form. Here's a bunch of pictures of my son. Make it work. When I say this book, listen.
Hugglesworth.
She like did her thing. Like as you going through it,
Yo, this is nuts.
like this is like space. Like she really did her thing. And then I mean, even in the beginning, like every detail, y'all gotta buy it to really see every detail. But like, you know, my son has a bear, so that's like his friend. It's a computer, like he got a telescope. Like everything is like space. Right?
Oh, this is nuts.
It's crazy. Like I'm forever grateful to her. And like she got the first book when it came out. I sent it to her, and I like even when it was available for pre-order, and I said like, you know, her name is on here, illustrated by her. Okay, Sierra Carlock.
Yeah, we need that.
So like I'm forever grateful for her because she really has a great eye. She brought it to life, and this is just the first like, you know, when I first came out with it, I'm like, I might not make it a series. It might just be that. But then, like, when I saw this, I said, oh, no, I got to, like, I already came up with more ideas. So the first part of the series is Huggie Goes to Cyberspace. Yeah. And it's really just going through cyberspace is like you basically going through a computer from a kid's point of view, and you're learning about what cybersecurity is. So I tried to make it from a kid's perspective. I mean, and thus far, I've gotten great feedback, but I'm open to all feedback for the next.
We need that man to be like Peppa Pig. We need him to be the next Magic School Bus. We need that man to be like Johnny B.
Magic
Jones.
School Bus still comes on?
Probably do, but now you got to have Huggie Hugglesworth. So now he about to really be coming on the cartoons and stuff like that. We gonna have him on.
Imagine this being like Gracie's Corner.
Gracie's Corner.
I love Gracie's Corner.
What is that?
You don't know? Well, of course you don't know.
I know what backyardigans though.
Gracie's.
Shout out to the black.
No, Gracie's Corner. I can't believe you don't know that. Like that's educated. It's like a kids education show. She the one that remixed all of the like songs into like fun songs. Like
for real. That sounds like
her
a
parents
One
are very
Live
smart.
type of like show. Because Gracie's Corner sounds like one of them like old school shows.
No, her name is Gracie. That's why it's called Gracie's Corner.
Is she black?
She is.
Hey,
her
shout
parents.
out to Gracie.
Guess where she's from?
Michigan.
Houston. Her parents are very smart, but nevertheless,
as long as she ain't charging $3, I mean $3 for interest, it don't matter what she do. Shout out to Gracie. But
Gracie's Corner.
Gracie's Corner. Shout out to you. I mean, I don't know. Now I gotta watch the show. I feel like I gotta watch it.
It's on YouTube. If you just type in Gracie's Corner, any song come up.
Hey, yeah, we need that. Yeah, I see what you have for music now. Hey, we need to get Huggie on some of these songs. Hey, look. if we can get him in the studio just one good time, all we need is Google Gaga. We can make the rest
I
happen.
should send her a copy of this book.
We can make it happen for sure.
I should send her a copy of this book and get that character on her show
We can
one
get
time.
it going. All right, let me lock back in. So, a woman of many hats, mother. Can we talk about Crohn's?
Crohn's.
Okay, mother of being mother of one, Crohn's advocate, cybersecurity advocate, and as well as being an author. The key word today is balance. So how do you balance these things out in your organized schedule?
It's hard. It's very hard. If it's not in my calendar, that means I'm not coming. Like even today, this was in my calendar. It has to be. Because I will forget because I have so much going on. But like my son got a calendar and I like share it between me and my boyfriend on our phones. Like whatever my son got to do, he got a calendar. I have I work Monday through Friday, but I have days where I do schooling. I have my days where, like I want to just rest. Like, hey, I am an advocate TV watcher. Hey, I'm all for everybody who read books. I want to read books, but I want to watch TV. I have my TV shows that I just sit back and watch, or if I just want to catch up on something. But like, I definitely have to balance it. That's why it's like, I'm like, what did I get myself into? Like, I just came out with this book. People want to hear about it. They,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what am I doing? Going to all these tech conferences, but like, I make the time because I want to invest in myself. And that's just, this is my way of giving back to the community. Like
you do that now. I mean, you've been doing it in terms of being an advocate for being cybersecurity and Crohn's, and just having more awareness for the things that you're in the space for, and not many people know about it or are in the same spaces. Because I mean, let's be honest, us being black, also being a black woman, there's not many of places or things that
underrepresented and across
the board for almost everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the sad part. And so when I know, especially black women are in these spaces that are doing amazing things, such as having many hats and also being an author, so Hugglesworth, we gotta talk about it. So that's the biggest thing. So and it's also just giving your flowers, because I feel like that's what everybody deserves. And you are a woman of many talents, as well as being an author, but being a mother first and foremost. That's the most important thing. And I think that we need to continue to, continue to support one another, but also support the black women in these communities, because the most important thing. So, yeah. My last question before we get out of here would be, what is next for ReeTHeCyberBoss or Jaree in general?
What's next?
What's next? Next 3 months.
You see this right here?
ReeTHeCyberBoss presents trademark.
You see that? That is the next step. I've been going through it since last year, and I'm this close. That is what's next. Like my lawyer just emailed me last week, and I submitted to the trademark ReeTHeCyberBoss and the Cyberboss. Like I don't want nobody. I only want it.
Oh yeah.
ReeTHeCyberBoss. That's my name. Like I just dropped the JE and then put Ree in front of the Cyberboss. ReeTHeCyberBoss.
Salute.
But then that's why I also submitted the Cyberboss.
Makes sense.
I don't want nobody to use that. And then I cannot wait. Like, I'm so excited because, like, once I get that.
Drop the logos and the words right then and there.
Once I get that, it's like, it's really came, to fruition. But what's next is I'm just, I've really been trying to, like, stay on my content with ReeTHeCyberBoss, my Instagram page. Like, I have a whole sheet of everything, what I'm supposed to do, content already made. I just forget to post it. Like, I do, like, I'm just trying to get better with that. Like, things have wind down, working on my research, and really just, I'm giving Huggie Goes to Cyberspace, I'm giving that 6 to 12 months to see how we do. And then once
Don't put a time on it. Just
no, I have to. I'm in school.
Right.
I got to.
I feel it.
6 to 12 months, I want to see how this does. Let me look at all the sales and everything, because I don't know. I'm just going by what people have bought. So I'm grateful for everything, but I'm going to be ready to write the next book next year. But I want to see how this.
Y'all better buy this damn book. If y'all don't, we going to lose this man. We can't lose this kid. We can't, bro, you see this? We can't lose this. We need more black creators. We need more things for black kids. Shout out Gracie's Corner and Backyardigans. We trying to make him to the next one. So we need that. And I know how trademarks can be. I just trademarked this too as well. So I understand, yo. It's a hat.
But that's why I hired a lawyer to do it, because I don't want to deal with that. So she's just been giving me updates, and I'm just like, amazing.
So shout out to you, because next time possibly it's gonna be Houston bottles on you. We're gonna be there. 4 bottles all top, and it ain't gonna be the section either. We're gonna set the whole joint up.
I don't even like clubs no more.
We ain't gotta like clubs. We can go to a controlled hall. We there. But shout out to you, ReeTHeCyberBoss, Jury Spicer. Get the book. Thank you for coming, and I appreciate you for wanting to be on the show and talk more about what you do and what you've been doing and what you're going to continue to do. And good luck on your doctorate.
Thank you.
Episode 8, season finale.
Season finale?
Hey, Hugglesby Hugglesworth, and the B is with Batty. So we there. We there. That's it, yo. Oh man, that was a great episode. See?